Commander, assemble the ranks. In our previous campaign, we mastered the landscape of war, the mighty element of terrain, where hills, forests, rivers, and plains shaped every strategy and sealed many destinies. Now, we advance to the second great pillar of victory. Forces, the muscle and might that brings your battle plan to life. Out of the 5 elements of the battlefield, forces is what transforms intention into action. Think of it as the living hand of your will. Every fighter, beast, war engine, and specialist, ready to turn your orders into conquest. But why do we focus so deeply on forces? Because, Commander, even the best plan crumbles without the right troops to carry it out. If terrain decides where the battle is fought, forces decides how it's fought, and who walks away victorious. The true warlord must understand each type of force, not just what they do, but when, where, and why to unleash them. At the highest level, your forces fall into a dozen main types, so let's break down the forces for you. First of all, heavy infantry, armored warriors who hold the line. Light infantry, swift raiders and agile scouts. Archers, masters of ranged death. Crossbowmen, armor-piercing specialists. Slingers, nimble harassers. Cavalry, thunderous chargers and flankers. Horse archers, mobile hit and run skirmishers. Skirmishers, bait and ambush experts. War elephants and chariots. Chaos and morale breakers. Siege engines and engineers. Fortress destroyers and builders. Healers, standard bearers. Commanders, morale, support, and leadership. As for our concern, Commander, let me make one thing clear. We are not here to recite textbook definitions or dry lists of units. No, on this war table. We're here to forge true warlords. You will not only know the names of your forces, but master their very souls. Here, you'll learn each unit's role in the chaos of battle, their strengths that can turn the tide, and their weaknesses that can spell disaster if ignored. I'll show you which terrain makes them unstoppable, and which grounds will see them destroyed. You'll discover the moments when these troops perform at their peak, and the situations where caution is your only ally. You'll come to understand the iron law of war. Every force is both predator and prey. I'll teach you which units are superior against others, and where they are most vulnerable. You'll see how a wise commander enhances their effectiveness, choosing the right ground, the right moment, and the right support to make every soldier count. And most importantly, you'll know where not to send them, the fatal errors that have ended empires, and the ultimate reason to choose each force, not for tradition, but for victory. So as we break down every type, I'll answer the only question that matters. When and where should you unleash them in the fires of real battle? Stay with me, Commander, because at the war table, you don't just learn, you conquer. Now, let's begin our deep dive with the foot soldiers, at the heart of every army. Heavy and light infantry. Commander, what is heavy infantry? Well, Commander, heavy infantry are the ironclad champions of your host spearmen, swordsmen, axemen, and pikemen, all armored to the teeth and drilled to perfection. Picture the shield walls of Rome or the phalanxes of Greece. These are the troops who make a battlefield feel like a fortress. And when we talk about what is the purpose of heavy infantry, their role is simple yet vital. They hold the front line, absorb the brunt of enemy attacks, and provide an anchor for the rest of your army to maneuver around. Without them, your force risks being scattered or overrun in the first charge. And do you know what are the strengths of heavy infantry? The strength of heavy infantry lies in their ability to hold their ground, excel in melee, and project confidence across the line. They wear armor that turns aside arrows and blades alike, and their discipline becomes a rallying point for allies in the heat of battle. When the storm breaks, it is heavy infantry who stand unbroken. But what about their weaknesses, Commander? Despite their might, heavy infantry are slow and inflexible. They struggle to redeploy quickly and are easy targets for constant missile fire or flanking maneuvers. In rough terrain, swamps, or forests, their formations falter and their advantage slips away. Never forget, what is powerful in one place can be doomed in another. We are not only here to talk weakness or strength of these forces, but now we are going to deep down and solve the algorithm of each force's type. So what you think? Who are they superior against, Commander? Heavy infantry dominate light infantry and most skirmishers, and when braced correctly, can even hold off cavalry charges. Their wall of shields is almost impenetrable in a straight fight. And who are they vulnerable to? Watch out for archers and horse archers, who strike from distance, siege engines that shatter formations, or elite cavalry that catch them out in the open or from the rear. If discipline breaks, the line will not hold. Think commander, and think again. Listen to your mind and heart, and think, how do we enhance heavy infantry with terrain? The best use of heavy infantry is on solid ground. Anchor them atop hills, behind fortress walls, or in narrow passes where their formation is tight and flanks are protected. Here, every sword stroke counts double, and even a few can stop a multitude. As we discuss the weakness of heavy infantry, so where should we never send them? Heavy infantry should avoid swamps, dense forests, or broken ground anywhere they cannot lock shields or maintain discipline, for these environments will sap their strength and turn them from fortress to fodder. Commander, as what is the ultimate reason to choose heavy infantry? Use them when you must hold a position at all costs, when a breach could spell disaster, or when you need to inspire every other soldier with an unbreakable front. And so, where is the best place to deploy them in real battle? The center of your line, atop defensible high ground, or blocking the vital gateway, the places where the battle will be won or lost. As we passed and get the knowledge of heavy infantry, now it's time to look at light infantry. Commander, light infantry are your swift, lightly armored swordsmen, axemen, javelin throwers, and scouts. They move like wolves at the army's edge, quick, unpredictable, and always hunting for a weak spot. Now think, why do we use light infantry? Their function is to flank, ambush, scout, and raid in tangled terrain, urban ruins, or rolling hills. They can slip through gaps, attack from the shadows, and vanish before the enemy can respond. Without light infantry, you fight blind and slow, always one step behind. And what are the true strengths of light infantry? Their greatest assets are speed, agility, and the ability to traverse difficult ground. They outflank heavier foes, harass from unexpected angles, and chase down broken enemy units. In the right hands, they turn chaos into opportunity. And their weaknesses. Commander, light infantry are lightly armored, making them vulnerable in a head-on clash against heavy troops or cavalry. They can't endure prolonged combat or stand their ground when things get brutal. On open plains, their lack of protection makes them easy targets for archers and chargers. Also, against whom do light infantry excel? They are perfect for catching archers in close quarters, disrupting skirmishers, and eliminating isolated artillery or support crews. Their element is surprise, not slugging it out. But who are their greatest threats? What you think about it? Heavy infantry, cavalry, and ranged units at a distance are the nightmare of light infantry. If caught, they are quickly swept away. So, how do you enhance their effectiveness with terrain? Send them into forests, up hills, and through ruins where agility is everything. Train them to set ambushes, spring traps, and strike where armor is useless. And what terrain is their undoing? Open plains strip light infantry of their greatest weapons, surprise and cover. Here, they are exposed and easily destroyed by stronger foes. When is the best time to use light infantry? Send them to scout, raid, or harass, never to hold the main line. They are your hunters, not your shield. And where, then, is the best place to deploy them? So, Commander, what do you think, where should light infantry be unleashed? The answer is on the wings of your army, hidden in broken ground, or leading the vanguard through dangerous or unfamiliar terrain, where their speed and cunning decide the fight before it begins. Now you know, heavy infantry is your unbreakable wall, while light infantry is your unpredictable blade. Each has a place, a purpose, and a moment to decide victory or defeat. In our next video, we'll step back and rain death from a distance, exploring archers, slingers, and crossbowmen, and how the sky itself can turn against your enemies. Subscribe and strike up your battle questions in the comments, because the campaign is just beginning. Commander, the field awaits. Onward to glory, strength, and honor, Commander.